Hey everyone, welcome back, or if you're new, welcome. So today we're doing a pick a pile reading. Again, it will be your next 72 hours. Um, I pulled some initials, so you can go by the initials for your pile, or you can choose by star sign. So I rolled the dice for each pile, and funnily enough, it always seems to be like I never get two signs for different piles either. Like it does give me the right signs for each pile, if that makes sense, which is quite fascinating. But yeah, so you can choose by initials, star signs, the number itself of the pile, the color of the symbol, or the shape of the symbol, just whatever you're drawn to or your intuition overall. Uh, so yeah, we're going to start with pile one. Hey, pile one. So I've pulled a few cards from a few different decks already. Well, not pulled. Shuffled the deck and they fly out. I don't really pull them out technically. But anyway, so we're going to flip them over now and see what you've got. Ooh. Okay. So some good news and some bad news sort of vibe here. So with the teardrops and the liar card, so great personal sorrow with the teardrops, and then the liar card, be careful of someone sneaky. So I think you're going to be upset by basically finding out someone's been a bit sneaky with you or has lied to you. This is obviously going to be a bit upsetting to you. But we've also got the Guardian card. So a lost loved one watches over you, not even just a lost loved one. This could be your higher self. This could be spirit guides. This could be angels. This could be God. This could be, whatever you believe. I'm getting this guardian, whatever I've just said, like whatever that means to you. Spirit guides, angels, a lost loved one, whatever. This person somehow basically caused you to find out about this liar. Something was like divinely orchestrated or led that you'll find out about this lie. And then we have the Tiger card, doing something risky, taking a chance. And so I'm sort of seeing that you might feel then guided to do something risky and take a chance here. Once you find out about this lie or someone being sneaky with you or someone lied to you, that's going to be divinely orchestrated in the next 72 hours. But then you're also going to be pushed to do something risky or take a chance on something in the next 72 hours. And that leads to the 4-leaf clover here with great good fortune. This could be a bit of a case of like where on a higher level, right? Something big you're meant to take some sort of chance or do something risky in your own life. And this situation is sort of coming in the background to try and block you from it. I don't know why I just got that. Or it's just quite a test at the time, basically, to find out someone's been lying to you and sneaky with you, but that you're guided to do something risky and take a chance at this same sort of period of time. And it could be unrelated. You could be guided to do something risky or take a chance in regards to finding out about this liar or sneaky person. Or it could be that you're guided to something related to like a dream or career or something else. It could be related to what this person's lied about, I guess, as well. You're going to have to take it how it resonates. I mean, as I say, I'm here to provide the puzzle pieces, and it's your job to put the jigsaw together, if you like, because I don't know your life, unfortunately, to know exactly how it's going to fit, and it's not a personal reading. We're going to look at the other two cards now. So these cards are the voice of the soul cards, and you have to see which perspective to read the card from. And so I pulled a card to see what perspective. So we have the You card, number 32, and we're going to read that from your spirit guides perspective. Your spirit guides have something to tell you about you. And then we have the number 22 with repression, and this is other souls. So again, funny how we got guardian angel or other souls on the other side. This is that we're meant to read the repression card. They have something to tell you about repression in some way. So let me just get the guidebook so we can read the card. So we'll start actually with the repression card because that's 22. Okay, here we are. So from the other soul's perspective, okay, so this guardian, the fact we have the guardian card and other souls on this card does make me think that perhaps it is a lost loved one on the other side that is really going to guide you in this situation in the next 72 hours. But anyway, let's read this card. So, I repressed many things which have weighed heavily on me. I could feel this repression because I always felt tired. Everything seemed difficult and complicated, and I used to push back things to the next day. My daily life had become punctuated by an inner uneasiness. Now I have freed myself from this, and I am a happy and light-hearted soul. Don't repress things. Don't repress what is important to you or what grieves you. A comfort zone is only an illusion. If I could start everything over exactly the same, I would take more risks. Ha! Oh my gosh, sorry, in the card. I said that they'll guide you to do something risky. Sorry, okay. If I could start everything over exactly the same, I would take more risks. I used to think we received medals thanks to the security we created. This is not so. Remember this word medal. It will take on a new meaning soon. Oh, that's interesting. Oh. Okay, so remember that, guys. A medal will take on a new meaning soon for you. It will be a sign of my presence by your side. Repressing who we are, what we think, and what we want to do isn't beneficial for the evolution of our souls. Repression disconnected me from others, maybe even from you. You are a gift, a wonder, so go and conquer your beauty. Shit, man, sorry. So, yeah, that is confirmation for me. So, this guardian, you do have a lost loved one on the other side, or just a spirit guide of some sort, or an ancestor, but so that message was from them. So that might resonate in you remember them being like that in their waking life, like not taking risks, and they always seemed tired, life seemed difficult, they used to push things back to the next day. They were just, there was a sense of uneasiness all the time. And so it's almost like they don't want you to not take risks like they didn't. Like they wish if they had a chance to do it again, they would. And so again, with the tiger card, you find something out. Again, this guardian leads you to find out about a liar and someone sneaky. And then you're also guided to take a risk or a chance. Again, could be in regards to this liar in that situation or something entirely different. But there's something emphasized here in the next 72 hours about taking a risk. And when you see a medal will be a sign of this ancestor or guardian, lost loved one on the other side. And that will be a really big sign for you, basically. Okay, we're going to look at the You card now from your spirit guides. Have a message. So So what is that? 32. Interestingly, 32 is the last card of this like deck. Of these cards anyway. They become like free message cards, which are different types of cards, but so this is almost like a completion of something as well. I'm seeing it as it's like the world in the traditional tarot, like. But anyway, let's read what your spirit guides. Okay. Everything is inside you. You think you need us, but this is not so. You have all the messages and inner strength you need. You are capable of everything, of moving forward how you would like. Don't look for answers or support outside of yourself. Don't think we know better than you. We invite you to take a moment, listen to yourself, and have confidence in yourself. You can move forward however you would like. You can create what matters to you. Everything is right. Don't let yourself be slowed down by others' frames of reference or be negatively influenced by outer things. Have confidence in yourself and be daring. There we go. Again, daring, risks. It's all there inside you and it's beautiful and wonderful. Ah, I love your reading. I feel a real sense of like tingly, like empowerment. Like there's a strength in this reading. I don't know how to explain it. And it definitely leads to this great good fortune, the 4-leaf clover card. So I don't really know what else there is to say. Shall I get an angel number? Because why not? An angel number for pile 1, please. Oh, we got 2. So we got 1919 transformation and 888 with abundance. So transformation. It is asked that you take notice that you hold within your hands the power to change your life. Within this realization, you'll feel your sense of purpose and your connection to new beginnings. Yeah, I feel like that just fits in kind of with what we've just been saying, especially with that last card that you hold it all within you. Like, and with that, I'm sort of hearing like, you might even know about this whole situation and really suspect someone's lying to you already. Like, this might not be out of the blue entirely. Maybe you already think this and you'll get confirmation of this in the next 72 hours. And you don't really need this reading per se, but it is just a sort of affirming what your intuition is telling you sort of vibe. Anyway, back to the cards. So we have 888 with abundance. Blessings are here and more are on the way. Let yourself feel the abundant flow of prosperity that is all around you. As you stand in your higher self, you attract all that you once were seeking. Giving is always the doorway to success. The more good I do in the world, the more abundant my life grows. I radiate an energy of loving kindness. So, you know, that's also making me think of like the liar of like the more like this liar has not done good in the world, so it's like that is not going to flow to them, if you know what I mean. And perhaps maybe even in response to this liar or finding out about it, you're being asked to sort of handle it with a sense of love and grace. But again, I'm not here to tell you what to do. And I guess it depends on how big the lie is. But anyway, thanks, Par One. I hope this resonates. If it does, please do let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hey, Pal 2. So I've shuffled, pulled some tea leaves and shuffled 2 decks. And we're going to flip your cards and see what we got. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. So, okay, tea leaf wise, you have the boot with increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. And you have the apple with temptation will test you. Okay. With this, I'm getting like this temptation may be like, but how do I explain this? You're trying to do something, increase your efforts in something that you're working towards or something towards your goals. But there's this temptation, there's this apple that keeps trying to pull you away from this, maybe in the next 72 hours. There's an apple that's going to try and pull you away from your efforts towards your goals, perhaps. That's just what I'm reading from the tea leaves so far. But then we do have the cycles card where it says fate, karma, something ending, something beginning. The distance card, you and your partner may be physically or emotionally distant. And then we also have water sign. So you may be dealing with a water sign. When I get, so this deck has like 4 cards, obviously water, fire, earth, air. When they come out, not all the time, sometimes I take the element, the energy of the element, but here I'm seeing it as a person, like a persona. So you could be this water sign, or there's a water sign in the next 72 hours somewhere in this reading, related somehow. Maybe there's a water sign that will tempt you or test you in the next 72 hours. And maybe it's this water sign that's getting in the way of you trying to achieve or make steps towards your goals. Also, with like the distance and the cycles, it's like it's giving me like with your so hmm oh okay. So I'm hearing this water sign is someone you're distant from at the moment and someone you've had a cycle with in the past in the next 72 hours. So I'm feeling like you're sort of doing the boot. You've increased your efforts into working towards your goals. But then this temptation comes in. This temptation is a water sign that you're currently distant with. This could be physically or emotionally, but I'm getting it's not someone you're in a relationship with, like, or you don't live with them. So you're probably likely physically and emotionally distant from this person, but take it as it resonates. But there's a change in cycles. So I'm getting you had a previous cycle with this person before. So it's not a new person, but also that there's a change in this cycle because it says fate and karma. And then I've not read them yet, but the voice of the soul cards, which we read into a bit deeper, which I'll explain in a moment, but you do have the karma card. So you have karma card, submission card, and the message of love card. Hmm. And so when you get the message of love card, this is a sort of card that I read intuitively based on the cards around it. So that will be the last card I sort of read. Um, but there's definitely something to do with karma here and something coming back around related to a water sign in the next 72 hours. Okay, let's read the cards. So these Voice of the Soul cards, if you're new here, you can read them from 3 different perspectives. So your own soul's perspective, your soul's trying to tell you something. Your spirit guides are trying to tell you something, or an other soul. So someone else on the other side that's not quite a spirit guide, or perhaps a soul on this plane, but maybe it's their higher self, or, you know, something of that nature. And so I've made my own mini deck to shuffle so I can pull out which perspective I'm meant to read it from. And interestingly, you got your soul for both of them. So your soul wants to tell you something about karma, and your soul wants to tell you something about submission. So we're going to start with submission. Okay. So part of you is submitting to something that isn't right for you. You know this very well because you verbalize it when you're alone. I hear you saying, I can't take it anymore. I don't want to, or it's unfair. I understand you because I feel the same way. Oh, at the moment, we're both carrying an inner burden, making us feel deeply tired. This fatigue may be emotional, physical, psychological, or energetic. The more you submit to this energy, emotion, situation, or relationship, the more trouble you have listening to and trusting me. Me being your own soul here, remember. Become aware that your needs aren't being heard, that part of you is submitting to something that isn't aligned with your needs and expectations. By being in an energy of liberation, you will recreate a connection with me. Pay attention to your intuition again, so you can then create space for change and renewal. You may feel you aren't receiving any signs or that your intuition is weak, but the submission you are under is blocking everything. Free yourself and allow yourself that new space you deserve. Everything will become clearer. Sorry, I had to pause there. So with the submission card, there's something at the moment where you're not quite being, or you won't be yourself. There's a situation that you're in at the moment that your soul is like not happy with you about, and you're not happy in it. So this could be a person or this could be a thing that just has control over you. You know, with the temptation will test you and the submission is perhaps something you're submitting to. This could be a person, a thing, you know, a substance, anything like that you're really frustrated with that is not, I'm going to say, conducive to your reality, which I don't know where that came from. That's just, but mm, it's like you know this, something isn't good. So yeah, I'm reading this in two ways. So there's this love way, perhaps in the past. This is your soul trying to. Okay, let me rephrase this. The first way is that this is not to do with another person. This water sign element here could very well be you, or it's giving me more. You're in your emotions. You're deeply emotional about something, but also very intuitive in knowing this temptation is not good for you. And you're emotional because you feel like you're giving into this temptation or that you give into this temptation. And perhaps at the moment with the distance and emotionally distant, you're a bit like, with the distance, I'm also getting like now with the soul, like you're distant. You feel you're distant from your soul, like you're not quite aligned. But again, you know this. It's not something, this won't be something new that I'm just telling you. The other way is that this is another person. This is another person. This is a water sign that you're distant from at the moment, and you've had a previous cycle with them. In this previous cycle, your soul wants you to remember that they had you all like up in your head, I can't take this anymore, feeling quite emotionally unstable and not aligned to your true self, essentially. So they want to remind you of this before this comes back in the next 72 hours, this person that tries to tempt you and move you away from your efforts. Again, if we go back to the other situation, this is a temptation. Again, it could be a person or it could be something else that is trying to move you away from your efforts on your towards your goals. But with the submission, you know this because you're in some sort of internal turmoil around this already, or you will be in the next 72 hours. or it comes to a head in the next 72 hours, and you're aware of it now, like prior to this reading, if you know what I mean. The interesting thing here is with the message of love, it does give me that, and with the karma card, which I haven't even actually read yet, it's giving me like the two sides of the coin. So perhaps in the past, it was the submission element. And now this is like with the cycles card as well, with mentioning karma and the karma card. This is coming back round in a positive way, like a message of love. And perhaps you see it as a temptation or as a test. And perhaps it is, and perhaps it's not. There's no answer here for that. But that's down to you and your discernment, I think, there. um, Interestingly, I've just moved. I don't know why I've done that. I've just moved the message of love over the water sign and the distance. And I don't know why I've just done that. Just swap these cards. There's definitely, I'm really getting the two examples are here, but I'm getting for most of you listening to this pile, it's going to be more the person. There's another water sign person. There's a distance that you've had a previous cycle with that will come in with a message of love. But maybe this is even speaking to in the past. You allowed them to sort of drive you crazy in the way they were being. And in this new cycle, it's almost going to be like a test to see if you've grown in this and you will respond in the same way. Perhaps from your traumas or from the way they were communicating, maybe trying to get you to trigger your traumas in a way. You know, either way, this is seeing coming back round to show how far you've come as well. But it's not necessarily just for a test, because the apple on this card as well really looks like a heart, and it's really red and it's shaped like a heart. So that is, I mean, let's get an angel number. I got an angel number for pile one. Ooh. Okay, we have 1313 with clarity. As the storm passes, the clarity is felt faster than lightning is seen against a dark sky. The divine is reminding you that clarity is readily available. All you have to do is ask. You have weathered the storm and now the sky is clearing. Loving energy surrounds me, and I trust that the clarity I feel is the answer I need. Oh, I've just flicked the card by accident, and another card, optimism, is there as well. And it says at the top, successful manifestation of your abundance is near. High levels of optimism are needed. So maybe also the way this last cycle went with this water sign in the past, it's telling you to sort of be a bit optimistic. You're going to get clarity from this person, and not to be necessarily optimistic, but don't be pessimistic, is what I'm hearing. Like, don't let the past cycle dictate how this one goes, because you and this person are very much in different places than you were before. So this is a test for yourself, not a test. This is just something that's going to naturally prove to yourself how far you've come, but it's also going to show you how far this person's come. And with the message of love, this could be a very happy outcome, I'm getting. Yeah, I think we're going to leave that one there. Pile two, please do let me know if it resonates in the comments. Sounds like a fun 72 hours. I want to know what happens. So yeah, let me know if it resonates. And I will see you in the next. Hey, pile three. So I pulled a few cards from a few decks. Well, I pulled a few tea leaves. You've got quite a few tea leaves. I think you've got the most of all the piles, actually. You've got 4 tea leaves. We got 3 cards from I cannot remember the name of this deck, unfortunately. Then we have you got two cards from the Voices of the Soul deck. That's the deck we read from different perspectives, but we'll get back to that. They're the ones I'll read last. So first, let's look at your tea leaves. Let's see what you've got. And the other deck I can't remember. Oh. Ooh, okay. You got juicy cards, man. Okay. Oh, okay. So sorry. It's annoying when people do that. Whenever I listen to a reading and people are like, we were actually explaining what they're oohing about, it gets on my nerves. But anyway, so we have, I'm just going to read the cards first and then I'll tell you what I'm getting from them. So we have the target card, a goal orientated person. Oriented, not orientated. The moon, changes in your life. The well, with family wishes coming true. And then fair man, with dealings or relationship with a man with blonde, grey, or white hair. Then you also have the yes card with a ladybird on it. Luck is on your side. In this deck, there's one yes card and one no card. So it's notable that you've got that yes card. Then you also have the Mercury retrograde card, which I believe we've just come out of. So this might relate to something that happened in Mercury retrograde, which was recently. That is coming back around in the next 72 hours. So Mercury retrograde card says electronic issues, communication issues, and review everything. And then we have the fire sign card. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And normally when this card comes out, like I either read it by the element or I see it as a persona, so another person in your reading. And where we have the fair man with a goal-oriented person, I'm getting that this is another person. Okay, so okay, I'm getting there's okay, so you might be with this fair man already. Let me say fair man, it could be a fair woman, just swap it as it resonates. But this is the person, this fire sign, we'll call them fire sign. The fire sign, I'm really feeling like is the goal oriented person. Not saying you're not. uh, is the fair man and relates to a change in your life with the moon, especially with Mercury retrograde as well. Do we have a moon? Like, is there a new moon or something coming up in the next 72 hours? Let me see. Moon. Stop it. There's a new moon on the 23rd. Wild. So that will fall within the next 72 hours for sure. By the time I post this reading, it probably will be like 72 hours will cover till Sunday, which is the day after the new moon. So, yes, the new moon falls in, and let's see, can we see what sign it's in? It says Leo here, but is it in Leo? Perhaps Leo. The fact we've got fire sign as well, and then obviously Leo, fire sign. Right. Revealing something, there's definitely something with the 23rd where there's a new moon, perhaps a new moon in Leo, but this is relating to a fire sign, and that is just additional confirmation. There's something where I'm just getting, because the only real cards here we have is like the yes and the Mercury retrograde, and I'm seeing them as previous. So like the Mercury retrograde, maybe I should read your cards first, but for some reason I'm tempted to get a tarot, which I've not done for the other piles. Um, What happened in the Mercury retrograde for pile 3 with this person? Oh, the magician. The manipulation, perhaps? Can you clarify the magician, please? Is it to do with positive magician or no? Yeah, King of Wands. Okay, I'm getting like just that vibe of like people that try and make out like they really are interested in you, but it comes from like a lust place, but they try and make it seem like love in a manipulative way. That's exactly what I'm getting from the King of Wands and Magician. So you might have had this situation during Mercury retrograde. You're going to have to look up the dates for Mercury retrograde, but it just not long ended a few days ago, maybe a week ago. And I think it was retrograding for a while as well. So there were communication issues with this fire sign. Yeah, I'm just getting they were trying to be a bit manipulative in the sense of coming across in a love type way when it was more a lust way, and they were doing that on purpose to try and get something, perhaps, out of you. And then I've just seen the goal oriented person. Someone was, yeah, this fire sign is goal oriented. They have a goal with you. There's something they're trying to achieve. I was just about to ask, is this goal positive? Like, what is this? And then we have the Three of Cups, which could very well be like, yeah, like a community with you, like a nice. It could mean they want to reunite with you, but it could also mean a bit of a, especially with the cards with it. I'm getting like a bit of a seedy third party vibe of like, I'm just getting a really vibe of like they want to tick you off their list sort of feeling, and I don't know why I'm getting that with the target and goal oriented person and the Three of Cups. It's like, can I just get one more clarify for the wow? Okay. The devil. Okay, there we go. Thank you very much. Yes. So what I've been saying is confirmed. Someone really wanted to like tick you off their roster or want. Okay, this is the past situation. This is what I'm getting for the Mercury retrograde. Is how they would just some hints of how who this person is or how they were. But something changes on the new moon. And yes, luck is on your side. So what is this? What is the luck? Recognition of some kind. Recognition. Ah, okay. So we've now got the Seven of Cups with that. So, sorry. I'm feeling like this person is going to come back in because, like, the Seven of Cups in reverse is very much like lust, like desire, temptation, like that sort of vibe. And like when it's upright, it's more like daydream, illusion, fantasy, that sort of vibe. But it's also like potentially like promises that were unfulfilled. So there's going to be some recognition that's positive coming into you from this fire sign or in regards to this situation from this fire sign. It might not be directly from this fire sign for some reason I'm hearing. It could be someone they know, or I don't know, but some form of recognition that it could very well be this person, that they were wrong, that they were under this sort of illusion, that it was just lust and not much else. But they're like, really is? Like they're caught up, family wishes coming true with the wishing well. Right, I'm going to read your cards now, the Voices from the Soul, and see if it gives us any more pieces to the puzzle. What I noticed though is the two cards you have duality, which is number 11, which is the Justice card. And you also have Burden of Tears, which is 21, which is the world, which is like the end of a cycle, uh, an ending, but also you can argue a beginning. Interesting how this is technically the world, and then we had the Magician, which is one, so that we have the start of the tarot and the end of the tarot. Although I guess the Fool is the start of the tarot technically, but yes, so you have the Justice card and the World card. So it is like something coming back around, and you get your justice coming back around, the recognition for someone's previous sort of like illusion and daydream. Perhaps it was that they were so like enamored by you physically and sexually that they couldn't see anything else. Is really heavy fire sign, like especially with the Six of Wands. It's Leo card again, a lot of Leo and fire. Um, but right, okay, sorry, let's read. Where are we? We'll start with Burden of Tears. So, with this deck, you can read it from your soul's perspective, your spirit guide's perspective, or like another soul's perspective. So, that could be a soul on this plane, like that is alive, or an ancestor, or another soul that's not part of your spirit guides. So, for you, you've got the Burden of Tears, there's a message from your soul, and for duality and justice, it's a message from your spirit guides. So we're going to start with your soul and Burden of Tears. So there is great sadness in you, an emotional pain. I feel it deep inside you and I understand it. Part of you feels like this pain makes you weak and vulnerable, so you repress it into your deepest depths. But this sadness is legitimate and it has something positive to teach you. Your pain is a sign you're mourning a relationship, situation, or way of being and thinking. There is still some resistance, which is why part of you is afraid to connect to this emotional suffering. If you feel unable to handle it, don't force yourself, but don't repress it. If you need to cry, scream, or talk, just do it. You can write it down or communicate with a person you trust. I really invite you to do so. It will bring you true liberation and let you open a new chapter in your life. Mm. Although I'm reading that, and when I'm reading that, I'm thinking it's not fitting with the reading. And I did wonder if I got these cards mixed up with the way I meant to read them. And I can see, basically, I think the cards were confused because the message underneath, if it was from your spirit guide's perspective, feels like it fits. And I thought that before of, wait, did I get those cards confused for the cards in the way I meant to read them? So I think I have. So scratch that one, unless it does resonate, but I don't think it will. Uh, it does feel like this is the perspective it's meant to be read from. But maybe that accident happened for a reason. Maybe that perspective was for one or two of you, but this is for the majority of you. Okay, so we're going to read it from your spirit guides. 6 months ago, something important happened. Something heavily disrupted your energy and emotions. Part of your energy froze. Part of you had a bad scare. Fear isn't a negative emotion. Fear comes when you feel in danger. When its role is to advise you, fear freezes you. When its role is to warn you, fear allows you to understand what is going on. Today, we invite you to understand what frightened you and made you sad, using the method of your choice. Understand what that fear means to teach you. We've been sending you signs over the past few days to help you connect with another person. That person will help you, directly or indirectly, to reconnect to yourself. Okay. So that feels like it really aligns with it may not have been 6 months ago, but like in the last 6 months, you had something happen with this fire sign, this person, where it felt very manipulative and it feels like they were kind of just trying to get you in the bedroom sort of vibe, but and tick you off a roster, but made you feel it was more than that in order to get that because they knew you wouldn't be okay with just if they were upfront that that's what they wanted, you would not have gone for that. So it was more of a let me manipulate my way into it. And that this left you feeling really, maybe really like not good about yourself just from, you know, feeling like you were manipulated by this person. But where this person comes back with some form of recognition in that they apologize for what they did, or you somehow communicate, and there's a sense of you realize something through this person. Maybe you realize it wasn't that they had you under an illusion. Maybe you had yourself under an illusion with this person a little bit. And you gave this person more power than they deserved, I'm hearing. And so that is on you as well. So maybe this person, yeah, in the past was not a good person, but I'm sort of getting that there were certain signs with it with the Mercury retrograde, like you weren't oblivious to it, but you still allowed it to continue. And that might have been for good reasons, like just because you like this person, but there's still that sort of your spirit guides want you to understand, and you will understand when you connect with this person that, oh, hold on, I did have a part to play. Like, I'm not this innocent victim. I made choices too. Especially with we invite you to understand what frightened you and made you sad. So, whatever broke down with this person, you'll be invited to look at it. What was it that triggered you? And there's going to be something with this person in the next 72 hours, as this card literally says. We've been sending you signs over the past few days to help you connect with another person. That person will help you, directly or indirectly, to reconnect to yourself. Okay, this has been a bit of a difficult read, and I'm sorry, I know it's not been very, very clear, but it's been a bit of a tricky one. But I'm hoping that it makes sense for some of you, or it does resonate, and that you've managed to put your jigsaw puzzle together from the pieces I've given you, because the pieces were kind of all over the place here, but um, well, all over the place, but also very clear. So again, keep your eyes out for the new moon. There's going to be a big change on the new moon, changes in your life here. This could be perhaps when you're being called to communicate with this person, or this person will come in and communicate with you. But there's going to be something in this communication that you learn about yourself that may get you out of this freeze mode that you were in previously. I've noticed we've not read the duality card, but I feel we're not meant to. I think we've got enough. Um, so I hope this helped, pile three. If it does resonate, please do like and comment below. And if you like the way I read, then please do subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.